Lee, you go into this game unbeaten in the league so far after 2 wins against Whitehaven and Widnes. What's the mood been like around the club this week?
It's been good. It's been good. Obviously, winning breeds a bit of confidence, and we started off last year well, so we had that sort of buzz knocking around. And we've started off sort of in similar fashion this year, but things can change dead quick. So yeah, while we're buoyant at the minute and we're happy with what we're doing, we know it can change very quickly with a poor performance. So we're conscious looking after ourselves, and we know we're a difficult team to beat if we do that.
It's Bradford tonight in a game that's been billed as the battle of the tenants versus the landlords. What challenges will Bradford pose for you?
We haven't been calling it that, I don't think. They do pose a challenge, yeah. Obviously they're a big outfit, and Bradford's a huge club. You know, I'm a keen follower of the game as well, and Bradford not so long back, or it feels not so long back, we're world champions, winning Super League, and we're right up there. So yeah, they've fallen a bit since those times, but to a lot of our lads, they're still a big name and a big club, and still a big scalp if we were to pull it off. So even though we've started well, we're still the underdogs here. Coming here, even though we're at home, if you know what I mean. But we feel like if we play as well as we can do, like I said before, we are a difficult team to beat. And although we're away, we're at home as well, if you know what I mean.
Paul Sykes, Liam Finn, with that experience in game management, how important are those two players for you?
Well, they are, because they've been there and done it, and during games they're almost like coaches on the field for you. We wheel them out game day, we look after them during the week, we pick them up from the home on a weekend just so they can get a game in. But no, they're ultra professionals. They'll look after themselves physically, or else they won't be still going at this age. So age is just a number, really. Those guys keep going. They do everything in training. Really look after themselves away from the fields, but have a good pre-season every time. I know them personally anyway, and I've known them for a while, and they're good pros. Like I said, they just wouldn't be able to keep going and performing at that age. So there's lads that are in the late 20s that are in worse states than those two.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Cheers.
And both Bradford and Dewsbury, they will compete for the Jeff Gresham Memorial Trophy this evening. This is in remembrance and recognition of a real rugby league legend following his passing last month. Jeff was a big part of both clubs, winning the championship in 1973 with Dewsbury, before back-to-back championship wins with Bradford Northern in the 1979, 1980 and 1980-1981 seasons. Jeff played over 200 games for both Dewsbury and Bradford, and he played over 750 games over 4 decades, from 1969 to his retirement in 1995. We will pay tribute now to Jeff Gresham with a minute's silence here at the Tetley Stadium before Bradford and Dewsbury will compete for the Jeff Gresham Memorial Trophy. Fraser Morris, Rhys Butterworth and Tom Garrett, and Jason Walton, Michael Knowles and Chris Anakin. On the bench for the Rams, Sam Day, Bailey Liu, John Magrin and Aaron Hall. So a same unchanged starting 13 for the Dewsbury Rams for this one this evening, and just the one change on the bench for Lee Greenwood's side, and that will be John Magrin comes in place of James Beckett, the former Oldham and Featherstone Rovers loanee. The referee in pink is Scott Michalauskas from Wigan. Bradford have first use of the ball, and they will play towards the terracing on the left-hand side. And immediately Doyle looks for Evans as Evans goes down the middle channel here. Finn comes in, so too Morris. It's a good, hungry, energetic, lively defence here from the Dewsbury Rams as Bradford on the last tackle. Danny Brough will kick and send this one downfield as Joe Martin has a little bit of hesitancy, but he skips past Pickersgill. Can't get past Murphy and Crossley, and Dewsbury have their first possession in this Jeff Gratian Memorial Trophy game. But more crucially for John Keir and Lee Greenwood is the 2 championship points. How do you see this one going, Jonathan Schofield, this evening?
I think looking at the change that John Keir has made from last week with bringing Anthony Walker back into the side, I think he's going with 4 forwards on the bench, and I think it'll definitely be a game in the forwards. Like everyone knows, the Tetley Stadium, it's definitely a tight playing field, and I think we're definitely looking at a game of battle of the forwards down the middle.
Well, it was certainly interesting during the week as there's just a bit of a stoppage in play here. Andy Gabriel just receiving a little bit of attention. He scored 2 tries in that 22-14 win over the Widnes Vikings, and Scott Michalauskas just calling out Captain Sykes and Crossley. Incidents placed on report there. And I was just about to say, speaking to both John Keir and Lee Greenwood during the week, from a Bradford and Dewsbury perspective, both Lee and John talking about that cohesion, that consistency, now that the key positions in the spine are a reoccurring theme, as we said, for Bradford. Jordan Lilyback, so him and Brough in the halves. Finn and Sykes have a presence for Dewsbury. You talk about Joe Martin and Pickersgill, the fullbacks, and obviously a real interesting battle out there this evening. The 2 9s, Rhys Butterworth and, of course, Tom Doyle, the 2 former Bradford Academy players, as Dewsbury up to halfway on that last tackle. A high-hanging kick downtown to Pickersgill. Takes it inside his own 10, and he's immediately brought down there by Jason Walton, the former Salford man. 15 metres out in front of his own posts. Danny Brough found a dummy half to Fogging Johnson, and Johnson brought down there in a thunderous 2-man tackle. Here goes Brough. Now it goes to Oakes, who made his debut here at this ground back in 2016. Bradford winning that game by 36 points to 22. We talk about symmetry. Could symmetry repeat itself here this evening as Joe Brown's rolled over? 10 shy of the halfway line. They're in centre field. Doyle now to Levi Nzongu. He tries to be the engine, the powerhouse here for the Bulls, and we're on the last tackle. Good defensive set from the Rams. It goes to Lilly. Lilly once again kicking downtown, looking for Martin and Gabriel. Martin happy to take that one, and he's brought down there by Crossley, Evans and Murphy in that 3-man tackle. A lively start from both sides, Jonathan.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've obviously seen 3 sets, 2 from Bradford and 1 from Dewsbury. I think it's just the coaches have gone out and set him, let's complete maybe his first 5-7 sets. Bradford have done that, and obviously we're just looking at Dewsbury now. The back 3, Martin, and obviously the wingers getting him for plenty of carries, take some pressure off the forwards, and they're just both teams just looking to complete the sets.
Chris Anakin is brought down, 2 metres shy of the halfway line. Tackle number 4 there for the Rams as they move it over on this main stand side. Lovely pass there from Finn to Walton. Walton's run halted by Nzongu and Evans. Last tackle here for the Rams. Butterworth to Finn. Finn gets a high-hanging kick downtown for Pickersgill. Pickersgill immediately smothered there by Gabriel. Martin comes in as the second man, and Bradford are going to have to play the ball 10 metres out from their own try line. And, you know, this is that sort of game management we talk about that you get with players of Liam Finn and Paul Sykes' calibre. I was trying to work out like the total games played. As John said, we don't really look at the ages of the players. We look at the experience of the games played. For Danny Brough and Jordan Lilly, it's 609 games, 500 for Danny Brough. For Dewsbury, it's Paul Sykes on 418, Liam Finn on 426. That's 844 games experience. So it's certainly going to be an interesting and fascinating battle out there. 5 minutes gone. Bradford up to halfway as Danny Brough once again kicks into space, turning around the Rams. Martin comes across. The ball bounces up kindly for the Dewsbury Rams fullback. And once again, we're seeing early doors, Jonathan, that game management and experience from Brough and also from Finn and Sykes.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, Bradford have completed the first 3 sets. And I think that's what John Keir will be looking at. He's just looking to complete the sets. And as we said at the start, it'll definitely be a game in the forwards. And I think we're definitely seeing that.
Well, we've just seen a forward pass there from the Dewsbury Rams deep inside their own half, so that is perhaps a pivotal moment, because Bradford now will have their first opportunity to score some points here this afternoon, and you can just see there the hands going forward out of the ruck from Rhys Butterworth, the pass to Jason Walton. Scott Michalauskas got the nod from the touch judge on this main stand side, which is James Child, and we are kind of blessed with the officials this evening, because we've got Scott Michalauskas, who's a Super League referee, and we've also got James Child running the touchline. So a lot of experience out there from the hard-working Rugby Football League match officials as Bradford look for their first points here inside 6 minutes, as Levi Nzongu, the former Melbourne Storm man, is rolled over on his back, 15 metres out. Central field position now as Doyle looks to find Brough along the line to Oakes. Oakes inside the 10, but that's great suffocating defence there from the Rams as we see Adam Ryder come in with Jason Walton. Foggy Johnston's in there at dummy half. Brough across the face of the post now to Pickersgill. Pickersgill to Brad England, and the referee is going to give a penalty here to the Dewsbury Rams, and he's going to penalise Brandon Pickersgill for crossing, for shepherding, as we see here. Jonathan, correct call from the officials for mine.
Yeah, definitely correct call, but obviously give some credit to Bradford. I think the shape there is from the end attack to the left hand side and the comeback straight away to the right, and I think they opened Dewsbury defence there, and I think if it wanted a forward pass, they were in for a try.
Yeah, Brad England, he has come in off the interchange bench for a start for Adam Rooks. As we said, just that's the only change to Bradford starting 13 this evening, as the sun starts to set here on the top of Dewsbury Moor at the Tetley Stadium, as that ball's been stolen one-on-one there by Ben Evans, using his experience to pinch the ball from Fraser Morris, and now Bradford are inside the Dewsbury half, as we just saw Levi Nzongu just take out a Dewsbury defender, and Scott Michalauskas quite rightly awarding the penalty. Danny Brough now to Nzongu. Butterworth comes in with Morris. Morris goes for the legs. Nzongu's brought down. 0-0 here, 8 minutes gone on the clock. Real lively opening as Jordan Lilly cuts through a gap, and Jordan Lilly has England on the outside, and Bradford will open the scoring, and this time Brad England will not be denied his first try for the Bradford Bulls, the former Doncaster and Castleford Tigers academy product. He has that big impact, a big physical presence, and he has rewarded John Keir by giving him a start this evening. 4-0, the Bulls lead.
Yeah, it were a great play there by Jordan Lilly. He went nice and direct to the line, and when halfbacks do that, it just creates obviously space around the forwards, and he got on the outside of Tom Garrett there, and Brad England pushed through nice on his right hand side, and it's 4 points to Bradford, and it's a good start.
Danny Brough will attempt the conversion attempt, and as we said, it is his league career game number 500, if you include his internationals, is at 5-2-7 this evening. Danny Brough to add on the extra 2, which he does, and it's Bradford Bulls 6, Dewsbury Rams 0 here. A lively start, Bradford getting their first points on the board. And just quickly, Jonathan, I know we're going to probably talk about Danny Brough a few times this evening, but when you look at Danny Brough, started his career here at Dewsbury. You know, he's got 3,729 career points with that 2-point conversion there. He's actually in the Neil Fox, Jim Sullivan, Gus Risman, Kevin Sinfield, John Woods, Kel Coslett territory.
Yeah, definitely. Danny's obviously he's had a great career, and obviously it all comes down to experience, and I think that'll show tonight.
We're back underway here then with that boot of Paul Sykes. Dewsbury will hunt for an error. And it's Steve Foggy Johnston there. Oh, what a tackle that is from Michael Knowles. That's a rib tickler as Johnston just gets up, a little bit gingerly and groggy, and shrugs that one off. Dewsbury looking very mean and engaged on this reset as Paul Sykes goes straight there for England. England's rolled over just outside the Bradford 20-metre line, and this is more what Lee Greenwood would be wanting, a response after points after that early try to Brad England. Bradford 6, Dewsbury 0 here. And Bradford on tackle number 4. Still 20 metres shy of halfway as Murphy is wrapped up there as he gets good leg drive after contact, but Gabriel comes in with Ryder to wrap up the former Huddersfield Giants man. Last tackle, Bradford 10 shy of halfway. Danny Brough kicks straight down the throat there of Joe Martin. and the former Halifax and Gloucestershire fullback. Oh, he meets Nzongu head on, body checks him and says, hello, I'll enjoy that one on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, definitely. But just going back to Bradford there, another completed set, and I'm sure every coach always asks for, once you've scored a try, let's complete the next set, and Bradford have done that. I think John Keogh will be happy after the first 10 minutes.
Well, there's just the one error, the forward pass from Rhys Butterworth. So we've got a real high-quality game here this evening. Game 5 of what has been a really, really excellent round 3 from the championship. I really do love this competition as we see Garrett now have a tilt as Garrett's brought down 10 metres inside that Bradford line. What have Dewsbury got here as it goes out? A quick hands from Butterworth. Butterworth now to Anakin. Anakin, the former Wakefield man, born in Dewsbury, on the last tackle, 20 metres out. Sykes, here we go, perfectly weighted. A tester for Pickersgill. Pickersgill juggles it backwards, and he takes a tackle there, a metre out from his own try line, and that's a good, well, it's good defence, good attack, but we've just seen what Paul Sykes can do.
Yeah, definitely. Paul Sykes, a good kick out into a corner, and Pickersgill collected it well, and Bradford have to come off their own line and got a 98-yard set to come in. Like I said, they'll just look to keep completing and just turning around the sets.
Bradford just having to do those hard yards now as Joe Brown scampers and scurries out a dummy half. Good defence from Keelan Tomlinson. And here we see Jordan Lilly again, fires the ball out wide. It goes to Welsh international Rhys Evans. Evans is up to halfway, and Bradford just up in that intensity you feel and the speed around the ruck. We're on the last tackle. They look to find Danny Brough. Danny Brough straight down the front there of Gabriel. Not the best kick there from Danny Brough, and Dewsbury now will look to capitalise, but that's hungry, effective, efficient defence there from Murray and Oakes as we see Dewsbury now just moving the ball. Bit of one-man rugby here, just trying to calm things down here from Adam Ryder, the former Keighley Cougars man, as Dewsbury inside the Bradford half here with a couple of tackles remaining. Butterworth to Sykes. Sykes looks for that inside runner, and Tomlinson's run is halted there in that three-man tackle 30 metres out. Dewsbury in that centre field position. They're on tackle number 4. It goes wide to Finn. Finn out wide now towards Ryder. Ryder has his run halted on that 5th and last tackle. Dewsbury in good field position on the last. Liam Finn looks up, makes sure the runners are all on side. It's a testing kick over on the far stand side. That is a great take there from Joe Brown, and Joe Brown does exceptionally well under pressure.
Yeah, definitely Joe Brown did excellent there to take the kick, but just Dewsbury, they are looking to work the forwards, the Bradford forwards, both attacking sets. They've always put that cross play in on each back rower from both the halfbacks, so I think they are really looking to work over the Bradford forwards.
Just that early try to Brad England, still the difference as Lily now gives it to Ben Evans. That was on the shoulder, says Scott Michalowskis. A stray arm there from Ryder as Steve Crossley. He did 60 minutes plus last week. The captain of the Bradford Bulls on that last tackle, just inside the Dewsbury half, as Danny Brough once again with that left boot. As Martins knocked the ball backwards there. Luckily he was facing his own try line. That would have handed Bradford a play the ball 10 metres out. And now Dewsbury will attack from deep as Gabriel goes in at that dummy half roll, and he's looking for those willing runners as Murphy and Doyle come in. Just the one penalty so far, no 6 agains. We've had a real good start to this game as Brough comes in there with Foggy Johnston. Dewsbury now as Rhys Butterworth. It goes to Jason Walton. What a performance he has had. 2021 is picked up where he sadly left off after those 2 ACL breaks, and the former Salford man is having a big year. And here's another player with a big year for the Dewsbury Rams. It's Chris Anakin who carries Dewsbury 10 metres inside the Bradford half on that 5th and last tackle. Paul Sykes, oh my word, that's got into aerospace. Pickersgill deals with that in the in-goal area, and that will be a 7-tackle set for the Bradford Bulls. And here goes Pickersgill immediately making cheap metres up to the Bradford 40-metre line.
Yeah, definitely, and like I say, Pickersgill again, he collected that ball, and Bradford have got seven tackles, and looking at this game, Bradford are definitely on the front foot. The forwards, the back five are taking plenty of carries, and obviously the forwards are doing the work as well. And now they're in a good ball attacking position.
Scott Michalowskis is going to say the ball has been stolen in the tackle there. Rhys Butterworth and Chris Anakin have been adjudged to have stolen the ball. Danny Brough looks towards the posts, and he says he will have 2 points here. This is 30 metres out in a central position. And again, what's your thoughts, Jonathan, as a former Dewsbury coach, around this new ball steal? Obviously, you can steal it until the tackle's completed, so we see players going right down onto the turf, and then it's been stolen. Obviously, there was 2 Dewsbury players there, Anakin and Butterworth. But what's your thoughts on the new rule?
I think it's definitely, obviously, speeding the game up, and the players, they need to be aware that if there is 2 in the tackle and one goes off, the ball can be taken from you, and it's a new rule, and it's obviously the players need to learn it, and everyone needs to get on top of it, really.
Danny Brough has got that one between the posts, that one just ever so slightly creeping inside that far right-hand upright. And after 16 minutes on the Our League platforms this evening, wherever you are in the world, good evening, it's Mick Gledall and Jonathan Schofield on the Our League as Betfred Championship Round 3 comes to a conclusion. It's Bradford 8, Dewsbury 0, as Bradford now will look to receive the ball from another tricky testing. Paul Sykes, restart. This time Pickersgill with the sun fading, looks around and says, here you go, Steve. What do Dewsbury need to do in this game, Jonathan?
I think they need to just get back into it. Obviously, they need to get on top of Bradford's forwards, because Bradford forwards are definitely on top. Crossley, he's leading from the front, and like I said, the Dewsbury needs to get back on the forwards and try to match them.
Well, this meeting here at the Tetley Stadium this evening is the 14th meeting between Bradford and Dewsbury since 2014. Bradford have won 10 of the previous 13 meetings, including the last 3. Dewsbury's last win was in June 2017 with a 7-try, 38-12 victory. The last meeting here, back in 2019, saw Bradford beat the Rams here at the Tetley Stadium by 34 points to 10. Only Steve Crossley, Ross Oakes and Brandon Pickersgill remain from that side that played that afternoon. So a bit of change at the Bulls in the preceding 2 years, but here come the Rams. They've got a good set here now inside the Bradford half as Michael Knowles, the former Championship Player of the Year with a black scrub cap there, is wrapped up. Here we go, Dewsbury once again catching Bradford off around the ruck, and we might see a little bit more of that a little bit later on when Sam Day comes on. But Rhys Butterworth, former Huddersfield Giant, Bradford Bulls Academy player. Sykes and Finn linking. Here goes Walton back on the inside. Gets past Nzongu, and the referee, Scott Michalowskis, says penalty because Bradford was struggling to get back the 10. And Dewsbury now have an opportunity right in front of the post. They look towards Lee Greenwood, and he just says, we need some points. We don't want 2. We want potentially 4 or 6. And we're going to see what Liam Finn and Paul Sykes can cook up here as Bradford have taken right back towards their own try line. Can Dewsbury get their first points of the evening here? What a game this is from the Betfred Championship. Garrett on tackle number 1. Butterworth to Morris. Morris has a tilt. His run is halted. The 2 metres out. They can smell. They can see the try line. It goes to Anakin. Anakin's over the line. But the referee, Scott Michalowskis, is now going to penalise the Dewsbury Rams for a lead runner taking out a Bulls defender.
Yeah, Chris Anakin running obstruction there, and like I said, Dewsbury will be disappointed with that. I think it were play 2, and obviously really they were in a position then, in a good ball position to maybe put some points on the board. It's obviously Bradford now, they're back on the front foot, and they'll just look to keep completing the sets and keep turning Dewsbury around.
I'll be honest, I've just watched the replay and I think Dewsbury can feel perhaps a little bit aggrieved. There was minimal contact there from Michael Knowles, but Scott Michalowskis was happy that the minimal contact was enough, as Chris Anakin didn't get the ball down. He was held up over the line, but Dewsbury would have had a play of the ball 10 metres out. But here we go, Jordan Lilly, once again, dictating the pace of the game, scampering straight out of dummy half. And when we talk about the metres made after contact, the contact was on the 40-metre line, and he took the ball up to the halfway line. And here goes Doyle, offloads out of the tackle to Nzongo. Nzongo to Murphy, to Crossley. Crossley, well, is he a scrum half or a stand-off there, Crossley? He put a bit of a shimmy and a shake on there, and he's brought down 30 metres out. Here we go with Jordan Lilly. Lilly fires it along the line. Pickersgill wrapped up there by Tomlinson. The two former Bradford Academy players there enjoying that tackle. Last tackle for the Bulls in front of the post. Danny Brough, crossfield kick, looking for Foggy Johnston. That one's going into aerospace, and Foggy Johnston palms it back, and it's a try to Ross Oakes in the corner. Deploy the airbags, the oxygen masks. Foggy Johnston, he was 10 foot off the air when that was palmed backwards, and once again we're seeing the benefit there of Danny Brough, that pinpoint precision. Look at this, Foggy Johnston, inside support from Ross Oakes. And I tell you what, they might need more than the airbags or the oxygen masks.
Yeah, it were a great finish and a great kick by Danny Brough. But I think we've got to point out that Jordan Lilly, play free in that set, he actually broke the line of Dewsbury, and I think he put Bradford on the front foot there. And I think a lot of the work Jordan's doing, he's brought the line now 3 times for Bradford, and I think he's causing Dewsbury a lot of problems.
Danny Brough will attempt the conversion attempt, and we've just seen Ross Oakes go over for his first try of the new season. The former Driglington amateur, as we said at the start, he made his debut here in 2016 when Bradford beat Dewsbury by 36 points to 22. Appearance number 75 for Ross Oakes, and that's his 25th try for the Bradford Bulls.
Yes, like I said, it was a great finish, but we can see now Lee Greenwood is making the changes, bringing Sam Day on, and as we know, Mickey, Sam Day, he adds to the side both in attack and defence, and he'll be hopefully try to turn around for Dewsbury.
Well, giving Lee Greenwood the utmost respect, you know, Lee Greenwood, he looks and identifies players, and he's certainly earning a reputation, Jonathan, for identifying that potential and then really unearthing it and unleashing it.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's done that, definitely, with Sam Day, because his percentage is coming on and scoring tries. He likes that 2 or 3 yards out from the try line. He always seems to be on the score sheet, but to be fair, he needs to come on and he needs to get stuck in defence and, like I say, try and win it back for the forwards.
Bradford Bulls 14, the Dewsbury Rams 0. Spoke to John Keir early in the week about what he expects from his goal kickers, and obviously Bradford have suffered a lack of a recognised goal kicker throughout the past couple of seasons since John Keir's been at the club, and he says anybody who kicks over 80%, well, Danny Brough so far this year is kicking at 88%, as Dewsbury now have perhaps a little bit self-architects of their own downfall with that one. That's just a little bit gone too long there, Jonathan, and that's gone out on the full.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, it puts Danny Brough for kicking into touch. He'll probably be 15, well, they are probably 30 yards out from the Dewsbury line. An error there from Paul Sykes from the kick-off. It just takes it out your railing. Like I said, Bradford in another position, hopefully they'll put some more points on the board.
Well, as we said, Dewsbury Rams coming into this evening's game, played to 1-2 after the win here against Whitehaven by 17 points to 8, and that amazing victory against the Windus Vikings last Saturday evening by 22 points to 14. But this arguably is a tough challenge now to try and get back in this game. They have to stop the Bradford Bulls as Steve Crossley carries the Bulls inside the Rams 20-metre line. Just a little bit of a shrug there as Bradford get a set restart, the first set restart of the evening. Lilly to England. England's 10 metres out, so that'll be tackle number 1 for the Bradford Bulls. A fresh set of 6 then to have a tilt on that Rams line as Ben Evans is halted on tackle number 2. They're right in front of the post there. Doyle goes himself out of dummy half. Joe Martin does well and pushes him back in the field of play. And also coming across is Aaron Hall, who's also come on the field with Sam Day. 2 substitutions made by Lee Greenwood. Brough out towards Oakes. Oakes on this main stand side. Lovely flick behind for Pickersgill. And Brandon Pickersgill's caught high there. That was a bit of a lazy trailing arm there by Jason Walton. And John Keir has the 2 fingers in the air. And we're going to see another 2-point attempt for Bradford. And where do you see this game going now? Just past the first quarter mark.
Well, I think, just firstly on that penalty from Jason Walton, I think it comes down to, obviously they are doing back-to-back defending sets, and some Dewsbury players are getting a bit tired and a bit lazy in there, and that's where the penalties come from. But obviously an excellent start from Bradford, and every time they've looked in a good ball position, they've always looked like putting points on the board. And like I say, Dewsbury are targeting the forwards of, Bradford are targeting the forwards of Dewsbury, and I think they're getting plenty of joy. Also, just got to mention Brad England on the right-hand side. I think him and Jordan Lee, I think they're working excellent out together.
Danny Brough will have his 4th attempt this evening, 4 from 4, and it's Bradford Bulls 16. The Dewsbury Rams 0 here at the Tetley Stadium, 15 minutes out from half-time. And when we talk about Danny Brough, 500 career league games, 111 tries. And we've seen with those 4 goals this evening, he's now up to 1,629. And he's also got 52 drop goals. He did make 37 appearances for Dewsbury in 2001, 2002, 2003 when he started his career here. And as we said, if this is his final season, well, we're certainly going to be blessed to have a player like Danny Brough in the Betfred Championship. So too with Liam Finn and Paul Sykes. Dewsbury just looking for a reaction now, a catalyst to try and get themselves back in this game. But Bradford, apart from the penalty for the crossing, they are competing at near enough 100%. So that will please John Keir as Brad England gets past Tomlinson. And another penalty coming here, Jonathan, because I believe it's Garrett, is it? Garrett's gone high there on England. And Scott Michalauskas, there's a bit of pushing and shoving there. He'll just say penalty to Bradford and he'll try calm things down.
Yeah, it's another nice play from on the right-hand side, Brad England. Like I say, it's causing the left-hand side defence of Dewsbury a lot of problems, and they're just getting wins on back of it. I think the forward coming off for Bradford, Nzonga, I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I think he's really led from the front in the first 25 minutes, and he's really put his team on the front foot.
Scott Michalauskas just having a word with Dewsbury captain Paul Sykes there. They've conceded 5 penalties in total and the set restart, and Scott Michalauskas just saying there that he is keeping an eye on the Dewsbury discipline. Well, when you talk about Levi Nzonga, I was talking to Levi earlier on this week, and it's quite interesting because he's not really had stability. He's played at Hull FC, Melbourne, he's had a trial at St Helens, he's come from the Albi Tigers over there in France, and he's hoping to be a French international at the World Cup later on this year. But it is his 2nd season at Bradford, and he really does feel that he's getting some stability at last from head coach John Keir and the Bulls. Bradford now on this set of 6, 20 metres out. Evans, Lilly, Brough. Oh, it's been intercepted and it's been picked off here. Has Garrett got the legs? In fact, it's not Garrett, I beg your pardon, it's Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall, well, he's gone 40 metres there. And Hall, a quick play of the ball. What can Dewsbury do here? Can they capitalise on that error from the Bulls? Put it down to the commentator's curse there. Bradford, their first error in open play. Can Dewsbury get points and pressure off the back of that? Sykes now to Tomlinson. Tomlinson's run is halted. The Jamaican international brought down 20 metres out. Play the ball. Here goes Aaron Hall. He has another tilt down the line, and Hall's rolled over. And it was Hall's intercept that has given Dewsbury a chance here for points before half-time. Fing to Sykes. Sykes through a gap, through a hole. Danny Brough comes in and wraps him up with Steve Crossley and Aaron Murphy. Last tackle option here. It goes towards Finn. Pepper's one behind the line, and Bradford have knocked that one on. It's Ben Evans who's come up with the error, and Dewsbury now concerted pressure.
Yes, they have, and obviously, like I say, Lee Greenwood will be upping the players, Sykes and Finn up. Hopefully, they can take control and try to turn some possession, some good ball possession into points.
Great awareness there from Aaron Hall. The former Swinton Lions man, over 150 appearances at championship level, Aaron Hall. As Day gives it to Garrett. And Garrett's run is halted there by Fleming, who's come on for Nzonga. Will Day go himself? He's got a very powerful feint as Sam Day. Bit of a hospital pass there. That's been nursed back to full health by Gabriel. Martin in at dummy half. Now to Ryder. Fens, bumps, bangs. And he's going to be halted 2 metres out, rolled over on his side. Is this the moment for the Dewsbury Rams to get their first points this evening? Finn, no look pass behind him. And Martin has to scramble back. And Martin is brought down outside the Bradford 20-metre line. Dewsbury just looking for a bit of composure here. They didn't need to rush that ball, I felt. And Scott Michalauskas has the arm in the air here. It's the 5th and last tackle. Liam Finn kicks towards Gabriel. Gabriel puts pressure on Defogging Johnston, palms it back to Ross Oakes. Walton has it. Walton's lost the ball in touch. And it's going to be a Bradford play the ball here. And that chance from the Dewsbury Rams has gone begging.
Yeah, it was. It's a good challenge there by Gabriel. I think obviously Jason Walton got caught with the ball. But just going back to the obviously defence from Bradford, I think Jordan Lilly there play free again in defence, shutting Liam Finn out. Liam Finn we're going to go to the line, a lead runner in the line and find Sykes round the back, and the pressure, extra pressure from Jordan Lilly, come up with an error.
Well, Bradford have been given the play the ball there, but I was just watching the replay and I think Ross Oakes might have just got a little touch to that one, so Dewsbury might feel a little bit aggrieved. There was certainly a lot of noise coming from the Dewsbury bench, and head coach Lee Greenwood there, he was screaming Dewsbury ball, Dewsbury ball. Bradford won't complain though, and here goes Jordan Lilly, rolled over there by Anakin and Day. Quick play the ball, Doyle. Oh, Eben Skur, big contacts there. Eben Skur, the catalyst for that wonderful Brandon Pickersgill try last week. Good defence though from Dewsbury. Bradford restricted to just 30 metres on that occasion. And Danny Brough, who was put under pressure from Garrett and Walton, he got his kick away. And now Dewsbury will come back at the Bradford Bulls. Still only 16-0, Jonathan. This one not over by a smidgen.
Oh, no, it's not. I just think when Dewsbury get in a good ball position, I think they do need to try and get some points on the board. But another completed set there by Danny Brough on his side. And like I said, Dewsbury players is 5 or 6 trying to get back behind the ball. And all the Bradford forwards and the players are all lined up and are all ready to defend up.
Dewsbury just inside the Bradford half now. Looking at options. Down the middle they'll go. Garrett. Rolled over on the last. Skur and Doyle. 2 of the homegrown players for the Bulls as Liam Finn once again looks for Gabriel. Pickersgill comes across. Gabriel takes it. Oh! Has he got magnets in the palm of his hands? That ball was magnetised to his hands there. And Andy Gabriel, 2 tries against Widnes last week. He now has 3 for the season. And that is just what Lee Greenwood would have asked for.
Oh, definitely. It's a good reaction. They've got down there and they have put points on the board. And like I said, they just need to come back and keep completing sets and obviously keep obviously finishing the sets at the right end of the field.
Well, we saw Brandon Pickersgill just ever so slightly out of position. He was coming across. Defogging Johnston had his back towards where the ball was landing. And we talk about the Danny Brough precision kick that saw Fogging Johnston palm the ball back to Oakes for Bradford's second try this evening. That was just as high quality stuff.
Yes, it was really good quality, and like I say, we've said it from the start, the experience that the halfbacks are bringing, obviously in Sykes and William Finn, and obviously Danny Brough for Bradford, and the kicking game is very important. And like I said, the teams are both getting on high note to finish the sets and obviously getting points from it.
Paul Sykes will attempt this conversion, 3 from 5 attempts last week for the former Bradford, London, Wakefield and Featherstone Rovers standoff half. Can Sykes narrow this gap to just a 10-point gap here? Yes, he can. And on the Betfred Championship, the 7th game from the round 3, the concluding game of the 3rd round of the Betfred Championship. What a game we've got on here. As once again, we talk about that precision, that accuracy there. And you can see Gabriel there just getting ahead of Pickersgill. And he takes that one. And Pickersgill down on the floor there, just left to roll over. And look, and see Dewsbury score their first points, and 6 minutes to go to half-time here. Dewsbury, this will give them momentum.
Yeah, they will. The game hasn't. It's not changed. We've got to say Bradford are still on top, but like I say, some points for Dewsbury will give us some confidence in the last 8 minutes, and hopefully Lee Greenwood are open. They'll be able to obviously put more points on the board, but we've just got to keep completing the sets. It's another set of 6 restart there, and that'll just give them obviously more positive ways to get to the good ball position.
Well, all of a sudden, the momentum is shifting towards the home side, or the traditional home side here. The Dewsbury Rams, as Day is brought down, and they've had their first set restart. So a fresh set of 6 as it goes from Finn to Walton. And Jason Walton there, he really relishing the battle there with Dan Fleming. Down the middle it goes with Garrett. Garrett brought down by Crossley. The 2 10s collide right in front of the Bradford post. They're in a centre field position here. Anakin was the dummy runner. The goal left-hand side towards Knowles. Good contacts there. They're on the last tackle as Knowles gets to his feet. He'll play the ball. Day now to Garrett, to Finn. Finn along the line to Walton. Walton peppers one through. This time Pickersgill under pressure there with Anakin charging on that inside. So too with Adam Ryder. He really had to put his body on the line. A fantastic defensive stop. As here we see D. Foggy Johnston is broken clear. He's still going. It's D. Foggy Johnston. And D. Foggy Johnston's got Joe Brown outside him. And Joe Brown is heading towards the corner. It's a sensational try. Goodbye. As Joe Brown is going to cap off a free-flowing, fantastic Bradford Bulls move.
Yeah, that were an excellent try on. Obviously, they took the ball well just from the kick from Jason Walton, but then obviously Foggin Johnson, obviously the speed he's got, he's seen an opportunity. He broke the Dewsbury middle, and like I say, a nice play in the halfway, and obviously he had support on the outside, and Joe Brown's finished the try off very well. A real good try.
Well, we were talking about that defensive stop there from Pickersgill. We could see straight out of dummy half. Oh, he's evaded Liam Finn. Liam Finn will not be happy with that defensive effort. That then put the pressure on Martin. And as we see, D. Foggy Johnston, well, he's left absolute carnage behind him because we've got Dewsbury players crashing into each other. And Joe Brown, he just had too much toe as Sykes and Martin, a valiant chase back. And Joe Brown, he got his first ever try for the Bradford Bulls against Sheffield in round 1. He now has try number 2 for the season. Yeah,
that were an outstanding try. And Foggin Johnson, we had up there on the, obviously we could see on the replay, brought 5 defenders to get to a position to the halfway line, so it were outstanding work by him, and obviously, like I say, finished off well by obviously Joe Brown. An excellent try.
When you look at Joe Brown, started off at the Bulls Academy, then he went and joined the Wigan Warriors Academy, won 2 grand finals with the Wigan Warriors before he come back to the Bradford Bulls. But Jonathan, this talk is around this awareness here from D. Foggy Johnston.
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously, he went outside of obviously Liam Finn messed him. We can see there on the replay. Will Oakes as well. Obviously, he got on the outside of Will Oakes and, like I said, finished the try off well.
Here is Ant Walker. He has penned a new deal at the Bradford Bulls after being forced to retire due to a brain injury, but he's been given the all clear by numerous specialists, and Ant Walker will bring impact off the bench. And interesting, John Keir this evening, he has gone with a fully loaded bench of Ant Walker, Eben Skur, Dan Fleming and Adam Rooks, so no place for young Billy Jowett, so Tom Doyle's going to do the full 80 minutes perhaps as England shrugs off one. Can't get off Tomlinson as Knowles comes in and gift wraps him up there with a bow just shy of the halfway line. Here goes Lilly, now it goes to Brough along the line. Pickersgill chimes in, and Pickersgill cannot get past Aaron Hall. Great defence there from the Dewsbury Rams. 22 points to the Bradford Bulls, 6 to the Dewsbury Rams, with just a little over 3 minutes remaining on the official clock here in the stadium, as Dewsbury have made a meal of that. The referee says it's gone backwards, and Liam Finn is the grateful recipient of diving on that ball. What do Dewsbury need to do here, Jonathan? Because they're in a real arm wrestle with Bradford, and no sooner have Dewsbury scored those first points from Andy Gabriel, Bradford have scored a spectacular 90-metre try.
Yeah, I think that 90-metre try there, I think it's, for this half anyway, I think it's maybe taking it out of Dewsbury, but like I said, they have to try and win it back. They've had obviously a good carry there from Andy Gabriel. Joe Martin's getting involved now, trying to take some pressure off the forwards, and they're just going to try and complete the set and hopefully keep Bradford out before half time.
Here goes Knowles on that left edge. Good defence there from Evans. Also England. Last tackle now. What can Paul Sykes conjure up here? He's the magician, and that one has hit the stratosphere. Pickersgill will let it bounce. Pickersgill bounces kind, and Pickersgill did exceptionally well there to judge the bounce of the ball. And Bradford now will have to come from deep as Joe Brown, who perhaps a bit of puffing and panting still after that great breakaway try there, takes tackle number 2. Here goes D. Foggy Johnston, the former Hunslet and York man. Also had a season at Doncaster a couple of seasons back. Now enjoying life at the Bulls as it goes straight down the middle here with Ross Oakes. And it's going to be interesting for John Keir because Matty Dawson-Jones is fully fit next week for the trip to Whitehaven as that has been charged down. Referee yet to give a signal as it goes towards Murphy. Murphy's into space. Murphy has Brough on the inside, and Danny Brough, oh, magical from Danny Brough in his 500th career appearance at club level. He has got Bradford's 4th try in this first half. 26 points to 6.
Yeah, great lead up there from Eben Skur, who's really impressed since he's come off the bench, and obviously Aaron Murphy got on the outside of the Dewsbury centre, and obviously he went back to himself and found Danny Brough pushing on the inside. And as I say, Mick, it's Danny Brough's 500th appearance tonight, and I think he scored plenty of them tries in his career where he's backed up, but he showed a nice bit of footwork there to beat Andy Gabriel on the inside, and a great try. I think, just as we mentioned, I think that could take it out of Dewsbury just before half time. I think there's a big points deficit, so John Keir definitely going at half time very pleased.
Well, this will be the final act of an enthralling first half for the Bradford Bulls. 4 tries to 1. And Danny Brough, well, when a player of Danny Brough's calibre becomes available, the club and John Keir were always going to act quickly and get their man. Still possesses the capabilities of unlocking those defences at the ripe young age of 38. And this will be the final act of the first half. Danny Brough goes out to 6 from 6. And at half-time here at the Tetley Stadium with Mick Gledhill, Jonathan Schofield on the Our League app. Bradford Bulls 28, the Dewsbury Rams 6. It was a Kumatai's try late in that second half, a 24-16 win. Newcastle Thunder, they're ending Sheffield Eagles' unbeaten start to the season, and I can't keep stressing enough just how unpredictable and how riveting and the drama and the rollercoaster ride that the Betfred Championship is. A real fantastic asset to the Rugby Football League and the world of Rugby League. Well, let's get the second half up and under away, and let's see what that Dewsbury Rams response is early at the start of this second half as Day gives it to Finn. Finn looks for Ryder as Ryder comes in, and he's run is halted just inside the Bradford half. Here goes Aaron Hall. He's got big impacts there, and he's rolled over on the last tackle for the Rams there. 30 metres out. Day to Sykes. Sykes, that trusty left boot, that will put Pickersgill under pressure as the sun starts to set to our right as the floodlights come on here, and it's 28 points to 6. Jonathan, what do Dewsbury need to do right to try and get back in this game?
They need to do what they've just done there. They've took Bradford a full 95 yard, and a great carry off the kick-off from Magrin. Then obviously Bailey Lee, who's come off the bench, a strong carry. Then the third play, they brought the ball back on the inside on another cross play, trying to work out and trying to catch Bradford forwards in the middle, but Bradford defended it well, and obviously Bradford are in possession with Dan Flem, who's carrying the ball strong, and like I say, Dewsbury, and I'm sure Lee Greenwood's asked at half time just to make sure, get back into the game, keep completing the sets, and hopefully they can obviously turn the attack into points.
Well, it's a last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. Danny Brough, a difficult one. That one's been dealt with there by the Scotland international, the former Hulkington Rovers, and Yorkman Will Oakes. He had a loan spell here at Dewsbury in 2020 before a permanent deal as a good offload out of the tackle there. We'll see Sykes to Finn, to Walton. Walton was caught high there, and Dewsbury have their first penalty of this second half. A bit of ill discipline there. Tom Doyle holds his hand up, he apologises. No complaints from either me or Jonathan, and Dewsbury now have the first opportunity for points. Yeah,
definitely, and like I said, they want to turn obviously the possession into points, and another good carry from Leo in the centre, and another strong carry from Jason Walton. He brought the line, and like I said, Dewsbury are 15 yard out, so they need to be nice and composed, put some nice shapes together, and hopefully can put some points on the board.
Here we go. Garrett. He has a huge chance here. Powerful forward. Does the hard yards forward as it comes out on this left-hand edge. Trying to squeeze in there. But that's good defence from the Bradford Bulls. Dewsbury, though, they're knocking on that door as Bailey Lou gets to his feet. Plays it wide towards Finn. Finn to one of a number of former Bradford men in this Dewsbury side this evening, and the Jamaican international, John Magrin, former London, Sheffield, Bradford man, is rolled over right on top of the Bradford line. Finn now to Sykes. Good linking qualities to Martin. They're in at the corner. What a spectacular dive in at the corner from Andy Gabriel, and just what Lee Greenwood and the Dewsbury Rams would have wanted. After half-time, that 28 points to 6 on the scoreboard turns to 28 points to 10.
Oh, definitely. A great reaction. Lee Greenwood will be really happy. They've put some nice shit together. Leo down the left-hand side. He's had three involvements in the second half, and he's made an excellent impact then. Obviously, they worked back to the middle, and obviously they went to the play to the right-hand side, shifted from Liam Finn, obviously to Paul Sykes, and a nice ball round back to Martin. Martin, obviously a two-on-one play with the wing, and Andy Gabriel finished off an excellent finish.
Andy Gabriel, 2 tries last week in that 22-14 win over Widnes. 2 tries this evening. The former Keighley man knows his way to the try line. That is now 79 tries in 108 games.
Yeah, it's an excellent record and a great finish. But just on Bradford, John Key had said to his team at half-time, we've got to weather the storm here from Dewsbury, because like I say, Lee Greenwood won't have been happy with that half, and obviously the Bradford players behind the pitch were saying this were expected, and obviously they're turning up the forwards now, so it's like obviously they say about rugby Mickey is that they need to get back into the arm wrestle, and Bradford need to do that.
Paul Sykes can't quite turn on the kicking radar. So here at the Tetley Stadium, Bradford 28, Dewsbury Rams 10 here. As we see a replay there, great play there from Martin, sucking in defogging Johnson, and the try out wide in the corner, and Bradford, via the boot of Danny Brough, they've struck gold here, as that one has gone into touch, and immediately Dewsbury, as they did in that first half, have put themselves under pressure.
Yeah, that's probably a coach's worst nightmare, is that, because obviously 3 players, Leo, Sykes and Oakes, they didn't communicate who were taking the kick-off, and Bradford now, they're in a good ball position, 10 yards out from the Dewsbury line, and Danny Brough and Jordan Willard, they're looking to put some points and obviously try and get over for a try.
Here we go, the Welsh international Ant Walker, like the mallard on the East Coast main line, heading towards the line there. Is this stopped at York to get a bit of coal and water in the furnace as Tom Doyle takes a spin on the waltzers at the fairground, and he's brought back a couple of metres. But Bradford knocking on that door. Will someone open it as it goes to Brough, to Lily, to Pickersgill. Oakes does well, as does Knowles. Good defensive play, good defensive read from the Dewsbury Rams. Browning at dummy half to Brough. Brough to Skerr. Oh, Skerr! Look at that from Michael Knowles and Aaron Hall. I tell you what, Ebert Skerr really maturing into a fine player as Danny Brough now applies the brakes and is pushed back towards the 10-metre line. Bradford on that last tackle in front of the Dewsbury post. Goes short side to Jordan Lilly. Out wide to Pickersgill. Pickersgill is heading into touch, and that is good defence there from the Dewsbury Rams. And it's Jason Walton who slid across with Andy Gabriel, and Bradford Bulls fullback Pickersgill. He goes into touch. Chance gone begging. It's 28 points to 10. A 3-score game here.
Yeah, definitely, but obviously good play there from obviously Dewsbury coming with the error, and they've defended the line really well. Jason Walton getting out, and obviously Murphy looking to play, obviously played the play around back to Pickersgill, and good work from the inside from the forwards, because that's where it all starts. Your forwards have got to work from the inside to obviously make sure it gets the players into touch.
have Dewsbury got another score in them, because if they can get a quick score here and narrow that gap further still, that will create perhaps a little bit of self-doubt in this Bradford side. But so far so good for the Bulls. Quite couldn't capitalise on that error from the Rams on the restart, but Dewsbury immediately now back inside that Bradford half with Jason Walton looking very hungry and energised. And after trailing 28 points to 6, you expect a reaction, certainly with Lee Greenwood in the dressing room there. Last tackle here for the Rams. What will they do? They'll go towards Finn. This one's going to be difficult for Pickersgill. Pickersgill's called for it. Pickersgill takes that one there from the ever darkening sky, and he's brought down 10 metres out from his own try line. And you almost suspect there, Jonathan, Dewsbury will be relatively happy with that set.
Yes, they will. They just need to obviously build on that in defence now, from attacking to defence, and the transitions need to be better in the second half than the one in the first half. Well, it's not. They can't give any restarts away, because, like I say, if they do give restarts away or any penalties, it just puts them back on the back foot. And all the hard work they've done in the first 8-10 minutes in the first half, it just obviously it just puts them under more pressure.
Last tackle here, Bradford's tackle count exhausted as Danny Brough goes straight down the throat there, and Dewsbury will move the ball up to their own 20-metre line as Joe Brown and Jordan Lilly come in to entrap Will Oakes. Oakes gets a quick play of the ball, and here goes the Samoan international. Bailey Liu will offloads the ball there to Sykes. Bailey Liu was played for the West Wales Raiders last year. He was out of contract and decided to move back up north. He's got friends and family in West Yorkshire, and here he goes. New Zealand born, but he is a Samoan international, and he'll play the ball 5 shy of halfway. Here goes Aaron Hall. He has had a real impact on proceedings here as Sam Day, powerful feint, powerful run out of dummy half. He's 30 metres out on that last tackle. Bradford 28, Dewsbury 10. Finn peppers that one in the air. This one, though, dealt with by Pickersgill, and immediately Pickersgill clattered there by Walton. And Dewsbury, you just feel, are getting in the groove. And as we've seen with those excellent wins over Whitehaven and Widnes, Dewsbury really look after the ball, and then they allow Sykes and Finn to certainly work their kicking game. And they've got Bradford here struggling to make metres forward.
Yeah, definitely. Lee Greenwood will be happy with the response from half time, because they've had three obviously sets, and they've turned Bradford away on their own line, and they've took them 95 yards every time, and they just need to get back into the arm wrestle. Dewsbury looking for Bradford to come up with an error.
Danny Brough, is that a 20-40? I think he was just ever so slightly outside his 20-metre line. The referee looks towards the touch judge, Liam Staveley. It is not a 20-40. I thought, hang on, are we going to see rugby league history here this evening? Very, very close, but the referee just said he was ever so slightly outside. So
that and complimented Danny before 500 appearances league. He comes up with the first 20-40.
Well, we've had it all this year. Thank God rugby league is back, I tell you. And guess what? For those joining us on the Hour League this evening, fans back in the stadiums next month. Oh, I tell you what, having a stand, the raucous cheers, everybody going crazy at the action on the field, everyone going crazy in the stands when their home side get a penalty, which Dewsbury have here. Penalty count now, 5 to Bradford, 4 to Dewsbury, and Dewsbury have had 2 in this second half, and they're going to put Bradford under the pump here, Jonathan.
Yeah, they are. Bradford need to obviously try and win the ball back, try and win the possession back, keep getting to the end of the sets. Obviously, Jordan Lilly, Danny Brough just need to keep turning around with good yardage kicks coming out of their own half, and try and come up with an error. But like I said, Dewsbury a strong carry there from Magrin, but good defence. Obviously, 3 men in the tackle there, but Dewsbury now they're 15 yard out from the Bradford try line, and once again they'll be looking to try and put points on the board like they did with the try by Gabriel.
Garrett, quick play the ball. Dane at dummy half, looks for support, out the back door to Oakes. Will Oakes is over the Bradford line. Can he ground the ball? There's a lot of white shirts there. Brad England, Jordan Lilly and Tom Doyle, to name just 3 of those 4 Bradford defenders, and the Scottish international is held up. He'll go back to the 10-metre line, and 28 points to 10 it remains as Finn chimes in with Sykes. Sykes to Martin. Martin out wide to Ryder. Ryder's lost the ball on contact there, and it was a big tackle from Defoggy Johnson and Ross Oakes. I think it was Defoggy Johnson who went for the legs there, and Dewsbury have just come up with their 5th error of the evening here. And Bradford, they're happy to soak up that pressure as all of a sudden the scoreboard and the clock will just slowly etch there into the minds of the Dewsbury players. But look at this. I don't think Lee Greenwood will be too disappointed as Bradford make their 4th interchange of the evening, and we're going to see the former Hulkington Rovers and England Academy junior Adam Rooks coming on for Ant Walker as Danny Brough looks for the 40-20. But Martin, alert to the danger, traps the ball with his foot, picks it up inside his own 20, makes 10, 15 metres forward there. Good kick return there from Joe Martin. Sykes to Oakes now. Oakes can't get past Skur and Rooks. Oh, look at that. That's ferocious defence there. Good play there from Will Oakes as Bradford is struggling slightly to get back the required 10. Referee Scott Michalowski's having a running conversation there with Dan Fleming. Bradford back the 10 on that occasion as it goes now to Day. Aaron Hall puts a big fend in Fleming. Good inside support from Walton. Walton keeps the ball alive. Hot potato stuff here from the Rams as Sykes finds Knowles. Knowles is going to be brought down there by Rooks and Lilly. And Dewsbury Rams now, they are 10 metres out from that Bradford try line, looking for a second try at the start of this second half. Sykes out the door. That's come off Joe Brown, has it? Referee looks to the touch judge. It has touched Joe Brown, and Dewsbury get a repeat set here.
Yeah, they do. Dewsbury, like I said, when they started the half, the first 30 minutes started very well, and they are building pressure. But like I said, John Keir told that to his players at half-time, that Dewsbury will come out firing in the second half, the first 20-25 minutes, and just weather the storm, defend their own goal line, and Bradford are doing that. Dewsbury just needs to be a little more clinical, and if they are, I think they will put points on the board.
Tom Garrett halted a metre out. What will Sam Day do here? Goes back to the 10-metre line to Finn, to Sykes. Along the line to Walton. Walton also spells in West Yorkshire at Batley and Featherstone. Plays the ball. Now it goes to Finn, to Magrin. Magrin halted just to the right-hand side of the Bradford posts here. Testing times for the Bulls defence. Finn tries to unlock it, finds a skeleton key. Gives it there to Garrett. Garrett's over the line, pushed back in the field of play there. Evans comes in alongside Jordan Lilly, and now Bradford have conceded their 4th penalty in this second half. And the referee, Scott Michalowskis, says that is a penalty because someone has stolen the ball on the tackle there out of Tom Garrett's hand, as we see Brad England in there, Rhys Evans, Jordan Lilly, and yet we just see a Bradford arm punching the ball out. So a bit of a self-inflicted act of ill-discipline there from the Bradford Bulls. That won't please John Keir, as Bradford having to do now a 3rd consecutive repeat set of 6. Can Dewsbury break the dam? Is that Day trying to go himself out of dummy half? He's got the ball down, has he? The referee looks and says he's lost it in the act of scoring. Oh my word, it's Eben Skur, is it? There's also Tom Doyle, and that's Brandon Pickersgill laying on the floor of Sam Day. And Sam Day, the former Featherstone Rovers. Hooker, sorry. Well, he went incredibly close there, Jonathan.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure how close, but referee Scott Michalowskis, it looks on the line for mine, but Michalowskis, the referee, says he's lost it.
I've been watching Sam Day the last 4 or 5 sets in good ball, and I think he's been looking for that opportunity there. He went for it, he's seen it himself, and like Sam Day does, he always seems to come with that try. But John Keir, that had been on his list this week for his play to make sure Sam Day don't get around those areas, and obviously Bradford have been told to keep an eye on him, and they've done that.
Rhys Evans, good defence there. Bailey Luke, Paul Sykes, Brown out of dummy half. Goes to England, offloads out the ball out of the tackle to Lilly. Now it goes to Rooks. Rooks is brought down, 12 metres inside the Dewsbury half here. We're approaching the hour mark in the final game of another fantastic round of Betfred Championship fixtures. Already 6 fantastic games. This is game number 7 and living up to the bill here as Danny Brough on that last tackle looks to put Martin under pressure. Martin's lost it. Who quickest to react? It's the Dewsbury Rams, and Dewsbury do well there. Keenan Tomlinson alert to the danger, and now he'll get to his feet. In fact, I beg your pardon, it's Andy Gabriel who'll get to his feet, and he'll play the ball there as Ryder carries it in and is rolled over on his back. This is ferocious stuff.
Yeah, it's an excellent game so far, and I think the first, obviously the 16 minutes in the second half, I think it's been absolutely outstanding end-to-end stuff, and I think Dewsbury need a bit more work from the back five, the winger, the centres, just to take some pressure off the forwards, like in the first half, like the Bradford players did.
Here goes Paul Sykes, Brown and Evans. It's Evans who wraps him up on the 5th and last tackle. Inside the Bradford half, Michael Knowles rolls back the years to his Sheffield Eagles days. That one takes flight. Gabriel gives it to Ryder. Ryder to Hall. Hall's lost the ball, and here goes Dan Fleming. Inside support from England. Bradford didn't need to do that. Bradford just needed a bit of composure there. And Dewsbury have the ball here, and the referee's now given them a set of 6 because Joe Brown was holding on to Bailey Lou. And now Dewsbury, the referee's going to stop the clock because Bradford have a player down over on the far stand side. But they have got a 6 again there, their second of the evening. And they're going to have a full set of 6 here, Jonathan. And when you talk about composure, obviously Bradford, they didn't need to do that. They're 18 points good on the scoreboard.
No, they didn't. They didn't need to do that, Mick. And obviously, they turned it on the 5th play there. They turned it round 5 yard out from the Dewsbury line, and Dewsbury had managed to take obviously Bradford 65 yard, and they've come up with a set restart. Michael Knowles puts a nice kick into the corner. Gabriel takes it, coughs up possession. Obviously, Brad England he pushed through. He had the ball, and he gave the offload, and it didn't come off, but Dewsbury in another good ball position now, and like I say, hopefully they can put some points on the board, but Bradford need to obviously get back to completing the sets and get into the right end of the field and finishing the sets in the right positions.
I think it's Jordan Lilly who's down for the Brown. No, it's not Jordan Lilly, I beg your pardon, but we're just gonna look at this here from Sam Day. Ball down on the line, or is he short? You see Michael Knowles and Joe Martin, they're cheering, and I'm looking at the body language of the Dewsbury players. But Scott Michalowskis, he was on top. He was on top of that. I tell you what, who would be a referee when we're talking millimetres? But
you won't be able. Looking at that, the body language, like I say, from the Dewsbury play, it looks like Sam Day had got the try down. But even from the Bradford body language players, I think they thought it were a try as well. So I think they're a bit relieved off that.
Well, we've just got a halting play here. Aaron Murphy, I think, for the Bradford Bulls. Bit of a concerned hush here for the former Huddersfield Giant and Wakefield man. John Keir and his assistant coach Mark Dunning watching on here. I think John Keir will just be a little bit frustrated, Jonathan, with how this second half has gone. We've played nearly 20 minutes and it's all been the Dewsbury Rams.
Yeah, John will be concerned, but obviously I'm sure he's got belief in his players, because obviously in the first 40 minutes completing at probably 95%, and he knows his team have got that, and that's how John bases his team around on completing sets and coming up with points out of it. But just on Dewsbury's side, Dewsbury always been known, especially obviously I know it's a Bradford home fixture, but Dewsbury playing obviously at Tetler Stadium as well. Dewsbury a team that never give up. Dewsbury a team that always play till the 80th minute, and I think we're seeing that now.
Well, we're going to see Aaron Murphy leave the field. Looks to be in a bit of some discomfort. Aaron Murphy, a great asset in the close season, signing from the Huddersfield Giants. As we said, 267 Super League games. 3 appearances for the Bulls. He has that intensity which he brings to the Bulls' defence. Well, they have the 6 again, the Dewsbury Rams, so Levi Nzongu comes on for Aaron Murphy. And here come the Dewsbury Rams. You almost suspect with still 20 minutes to go in this one, if Dewsbury can get a third try, then the Cat is well and truly chasing those pigeons. Here we go. The 12 metres out from that Bradford try line now. Sam Day denied moments ago to Sykes, to Fane. Back on the inside to Aaron Hall, and Hall is going to be brought down. A barnstorming run there as Skur comes in with Levion Zongu. As Dewsbury, a quick play the ball to Sykes and Evans. He went hunting for the intersection, but he couldn't quite hold it. And it's another set of 6 here for the Dewsbury Rams.
It is, and I know we said it in the first half, but Dewsbury, they must have been working, the viewers at home must be seeing as well, that the back rows, they're always playing that cross play, and they're trying to find obviously catch the middles of Bradford being lazy. And I think Jason Walton, he had a bit of success there. He put his nose through the line, and I think they have been working on that, and in the second half they are getting plenty of joy out of it.
Lee Greenwood, he is almost on the edge of his seat right there at the front in the technical area as Tom Garrett is held up over the Bradford line. Back to the 10-metre line. The Dewsbury Rams will go. Well, we predicted a real tight tussle here at half-time. Bradford supporters would have been quite pleasantly surprised, but Dewsbury have somehow wrestled back the momentum, and we're now in the grind. Quick play the ball by Hall. Day head down towards the Bradford try line, and it's another 6 again, says Scott Michalauskas. So they've now had 2 in quick succession, their 3rd of the evening, as Dewsbury try and get the ball down, but they've lost it over the line again. It's like deja vu, it's like Groundhog Day, and Dewsbury, they come away with no points after all that pressure. 28-10 it remains.
Yeah, definitely, they're piling all the pressure on obviously the Bradford try line, but credit to Bradford doing it. But like I say, you've got to take your opportunities, and Dewsbury just aren't doing that at the minute. I think Bradford down to the need, obviously Danny Brough, Jordan Lewis to step up and maybe take control, and if it's a kick on the 3rd, kick on the 4th, try and turn Dewsbury around and try and get obviously a mistake from them coming out of their own half.
Well, we've just seen Jason Walton become the 2nd Dewsbury player to spill the ball on contact over the line, and back come the Bradford Bulls here. We've just hit the hour mark at the Tetley's Stadium as Steve Crossley carries Bradford inside the Dewsbury half.
Yeah, John Keir's bought obviously the starting front rows on Nzongu and Steve Crossley, who were outstanding in that first 30-35 minutes for Bradford. And John Keir said to his players, come on fellas, let's get back to it, let's get back to completing the sets. It might be boring rugby, but it puts them in a position where they're leading.
Well, here we go, Joe Martin, an error, that's gone sideways, but the referee's going to say first knock on from Joe Martin, the Dewsbury fullback, and the try will not count there from Rhys Evans, although it did look from here it went sideways. It has clearly gone forward there from Danny Brough, forward pass, but the first error from Joe Martin, no real advantage for the Bradford Bulls. So can Bradford now capitalise on that 7th error from the Dewsbury Rams here? They've got a full set of 6 in that red zone as Nzongu carries Bradford on tackle 1. 5 metres out here, 28 points to 10 the Bulls lead, looking for their first points of this second half as it goes out wide on that left edge to Ross Oakes, and Oakes run halted there, 2 metres out, back in centre field with Brough to Crossley. Crossley brought down there, 2 Dewsbury defenders, one of them is Tom Garrett. Quick play the ball there from Crossley, Doyle to Brough, short flat ball to England, he gets it on the line, but he's going to say forward pass is Scott Michalauskas. So we've seen Dewsbury come up with 2 errors on the try line of the Bulls, and we're about to see the Bulls here with a very, very flat or suspicious looking pass from Jordan Lilly. Yeah, from Danny Brough.
It did look suspicious, but obviously I know the coaches don't want to see forward passing in them areas, but John Key will be happy to turn the ball around, and hopefully his players will try and force an error, try and win them obviously the momentum back in the game. And like I say, we can see Steve Crossley and Nzongu there putting a strong tackle. And
well, for Bradford, Jonathan, it's all about that game management and clock management. There's 18 minutes to go. They've lead by 18 points, and we've just seen a 4th set restart given to the Dewsbury Rams because Bradford are just struggling here around the ruck, and they're just keeping hands a fraction second longer on that ball. And Dewsbury now up to halfway on tackle number 2 with Adam Ryder. Ryder makes a couple of metres inside the Bradford half. What can the Dewsbury Rams do? They've got to get points on the board. They're facing the clock and the scoreboard. And we've got 18 minutes remaining here at the Tetley Stadium. Days in there at dummy half. It goes towards Finn, to Sykes. What can Paul Sykes create against his former club? Somehow offloads the ball, keeps it going. It goes now to Garrett in centre field. Head down, drives forward, and Dewsbury on that fifth and last tackle just outside the Bradford 20. Day to Finn. Finn kicks it off the right-hand boot. That's come off a Bradford back, and Defogging Johnson does well in the corner. He will just dive on the ball, and I think, like you say, Jonathan, Bradford, they just need to keep looking at that scoreboard and the clock and realise 18 points is a lot of points in the championship. They don't really need to chase the game.
No, they don't, definitely. And like I say, that comes down to obviously halfbacks and obviously making sure they finish at the right end of the field. But obviously Dewsbury there, they're finishing at the right end of the fields. But once again, once in a good pole position, they need to be looking at taking their opportunities, because really in attack they're not really coming up with much options really. Another great kick there by Danny Brough, like we said, Mick, is put the ball, and obviously Joe Martin's carrying it back out, but you can see now Bradford are looking to come back on top with a nice early kick. There's Dewsbury players, obviously there's 5 not behind the line as yet, and like I said, the forwards need to set the platform.
Well, Danny Brough just looked up. Andy Gabriel, Joe Martin out of position and found space, and that's turned around the Dewsbury Rams. But here they go, and a good set so far, up to tackle 4, and they're up to halfway, so they've made 50 metres thus far as it goes out of dummy half from Day to Magrin. That'll be 65 metres or so here now as they come up to the final tackle. Day now to Finn. Good qualities there with Sykes. To Ryder. Ryder's just gone without the ball. The line was open on that right-hand edge. And Dewsbury, another uncharacteristic error, because I'm sure when John Keir was doing his prep for this evening's game and he studied those excellent wins over Whitehaven and Widnes, Dewsbury are a side that look after the ball, but this evening, not so much.
Yeah, they're not, and they are coming up with errors, obviously. Knock-ons there. Adam Ryder broke through and he just came up with a error. But like I said, we're just going back to Bradford. John Keir will be happy with obviously the scoreline, 18 points in front. Dewsbury need three converted tries, but the halfbacks Lilly and Jordan Lilly and Danny Brough, they just need to obviously play smart, and like I keep saying, just need, even if it's third or fourth tackle, just need to keep turning Dewsbury around.
Well, the referee just allowing on the water carriers to rehydrate the troops, and the game is entering a real critical period now for the Dewsbury Rams, because as we keep saying, 15 minutes left, 18 points the difference. They have to try and get this ball back from the Bulls and get their second points, and that will not help, because Eben Sker has just taken one above the shoulder, across the forehead, and Eben Sker, the former Weatherby and Stanley Junior. Well, we just see it here. Oh, it's Sam Day of all people.
Yeah, and you'll see there, Danny Brough obviously just took a backward step. The Bradford players, they wanted to play quick, but Danny Brough, with his experience, just said, "Come on, fellas, let's calm down here, let's relax, and let's just get to the end of the sets."
You almost suspect, with the game entering the final quarter, a fifth try for the Bulls would put this one to bed. Another suspicious tackle there on Eben Sker. No pain, no gain. Let me Ensong go. He's just knocked and bulldozed young Sam Day over like a skittle down the bowling alley. That's given Bradford some momentum here as Lilly gives it to Pickersgill. Pickersgill rolled over on his side. Bradford right in front of those Dewsbury Ram posts. 15 metres out. Doyle makes some cheap metres out of dummy half. Dewsbury backed up on their own try line. Crossley to Danny Brough, pulls the trigger. That's between the posts, and Danny Brough extends Bradford's lead here at the Tetley Stadium. It is now 29 points to 10, a crucial 4-score advantage for the Bradford Bulls. And when you look at Danny Brough's unprecedented career, that's drop goal number 53.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, we could see that when the penalty was given, Daniel said, "Fellas, let's just relax here, keep to touch." And obviously they completed that set on the fifth play, put a drop goal, and like I say, Mickey put some four scores in front. But just want to give a mention to Aaron Hall, who's just come off the field for Dewsbury. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I think he's really led the Dewsbury forwards. He's put some holes in the Bradford defence, and full credit to him. He's played really well.
Well, you'll be choosing the Our League man of the match in around about 10 minutes' time. So we'll let you get your thinking cap on. But Paul Sykes went for a very shallow, short restart. And Bradford awarded penalty number 7 of the evening. That was like a bit of a boomerang, banana-style kick. And when you look at Danny Brough there, we talk about, he still possesses the capabilities of unlocking those defences. Well, his kicking game and decision-making this evening, a real key indicator for John Kerr and the Bulls. Keenan Tomlinson back out there on the field, tries to steal the ball from Rhys Evans. Evans says, no, it's mine. You'll have to try harder than that, as Doyle now goes down the middle with Levi Nzongu. And Nzongu's brought down 5 metres out under the shadow of the Dewsbury Ram post. Doyle misses out Crossley to Brough. Brough there to Rooks. Rooks meets Jason Walton head on, and he's rolled over towards the Dewsbury line. There's been some big hits in this one, let me tell you. Brough now across the face of the post. Short little dab there towards Nzongu, and Nzongu's rolled over on tackle number 4. It's 29 points to 10. Bradford hunting that killer try, and Eben Skers lost the ball. That one's gone forward off the Dewsbury Rams, no advantage. We go back to the first error. Eben Sker just couldn't quite keep that in the basket, and he's dropped it there, and that will give Dewsbury a bit of respite. But again, there's just over 10 minutes left. They need 4 scores. Is it going to happen, Jonathan?
No, I can't see it happen now. I think we're bringing Steve Crossley on, Nzongu back on. I think they've turned the game now, I think, for Bradford. The 1 point, obviously, we put in and 4 scores, and I think it's maybe took them out, taking it out of Dewsbury a little bit. But like I said, Dewsbury won't give up. They play for 80 minutes, but I think the impact of Crossley and Nzongu, like the first 40 minutes, like the first 30 minutes they brought, I think they've really turned the ship now for Bradford.
Former Wakefield man Chris Anakin back out there as Liam Finn. Who's going to be the catalyst for the Rams? They're going to lose their unbeaten start here this evening, and for the Dewsbury Rams, it'll all be about working towards hosting the York City Knights here next Sunday evening. It's another 7:30 kick-off for the Dewsbury Rams. Here goes Sykes. I'm not quite sure Tomlinson knew much about that, but he did well because he was under pressure there from England, and also Evans, and Dewsbury on the last tackle again. Finn. That's going to trouble Brandon Pickersgill. Pickersgill, though, cool, calm, composed. And it's a penalty because they're inside the 10. James Child has said that the Dewsbury chasers on the inside were in front of that kick, and that is a penalty to the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, all the hard work there by Dewsbury, they've got to in the set, but then that's what we're seeing now. Obviously, the high kicks go, the full-back take it, but 2 or 3 players make contact with the full-back, and probably 90%, 95% of the time, it just ends up into a penalty. But the teams need to realise, especially if they are behind the game, they just need to be clean on what they do. Don't touch the full-back once he's gathered the ball. Make the contact then, but obviously we are seeing a lot of penalties in the game like that now.
Paul Sykes has just clotheslined Brad England on the Dewsbury 40-metre line. Oh, and Brad England, his forehead has just burst open here, and they're going to have to stop the game here because there's claret on the field, and Brad England, I'm not quite sure we can show you the pictures here because we're looking on from the gantry, and Brad England there, well, he's going to receive the medical attention, but what a tackle that was from Paul Sykes.
Yeah, it was a good tackle, it was a fair tackle, but I think Brad England, he's played for obviously 70 minutes now, and I think he's been absolutely outstanding on this right edge for Bradford. Him and Jordan Lilly, they've really worked well, but he's putting the hard yards today, and like I say, he's led from the front on this right edge, and like I say, that just shows how tough he is, the carry he's got, and he took a hard tackle, and he's managed to get up, and it looks like he will probably play on.
Well, Scott Michalauskas taking a report from the touch judge on this main stand side, Liam Staveley, and the touch judge cleared it, and we can see the Bradford Bulls Dr. Donald Young there in the PPE protection. He gets the thumbs up. So Brad England, perhaps his final act on what has been a promising first start for the former Doncaster back row forward. He will go down the tunnel. He's not passed the HIA test, so he will leave the field and play no further part. Scott Michalauskas took the report from the touch judge and he's placed Paul Sykes, and that incident on report, Paul Sykes not happy, but I'm sure Scott Michalauskas is saying, well, if you're not happy, I'm sure the RFL match review panel, they will clear you. So no love lost in a fierce West Yorkshire derby battle here. That was billed in some outlets of the media as the tenants against the landlords. So far, Bradford leading 29 points to 10. Has the point scoring ended here, or are they about to get some more points in the final 9 minutes as Ben Evans meets Magrin and Morris? Also Anakin in there. 3 Dewsbury defenders scrambling back now. Fifth and last tackle in front of the post. Does Danny Brough go for another? Well, he might pepper one along the floor. No, he isn't. He's going to give it to Lilly. Lilly inside ball to Pickersgill. Pickersgill drops it. The line was open, and Dewsbury on the 0 tackle. They will play the ball 10 metres out from the road try line, and it is Fraser Morris. Another chance gone begging for the Bulls.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's happening this second half. It's definitely, Mick, it's been end to end. Obviously, Bradford have been turning it over at Dewsbury try line. Dewsbury have been doing the same to Bradford, but each team, when they are in a set, they always seem to be taking the team 80, 90 yards, and each team seems to be taking it off from their own try line every half, and that just showed it's been an end-to-end game.
Walton will take the Dewsbury play over on the far stand side. Back in centre field they'll go now. Morris. 5 shy of halfway. Sykes to Garrett. Paul Sykes has been taken out, a late hit there. Scott Michalauskas gets the call from the touch judge, and it's Dan Fleming, the former Halifax man, his second spell at the Bradford Bulls. Also had a couple of seasons at the Toronto Wolfpack, and he scored a try against Halifax last week in that 27-26, Bradford's first win of the season. Well, are we about to see a late flourish here from the Dewsbury Rams? As we said, it's all about building now for that game against the York City Knights and James Ford side, who come here next Sunday evening. But they're looking for more points in this second half. It certainly has been a performance that makes amends for that first half horror shows. Rhys Butterworth is back out there on the field now, and Rhys Butterworth certainly looking to control things at the ruck. The former Fev Lions and Stanley Rangers player, as Dewsbury will go over in at the corner. It's a great try there from Adam Ryder. He has taken D. Foggy Johnston, and Adam Rooks with him as extra baggage. But Dewsbury do keep fighting, do keep trying. The spirit's there in the performance, and it's 29 points to 14.
Yeah, it's like I said, Dewsbury have been down there plenty of times, and they've had plenty of opportunities there, and they've taken that nice ball from Butterworth from dummy half, nice and wide. Foundley and Finn, Jason Walton were a nice hard line, and obviously Ryder were on the outside. And like I said, Mick, Dewsbury won't give in. Won't give in at all. The Lee Green teams are always there around for 80 minutes, and like I said, they'll be looking to build on for what will be a tough game at York next week.
Paul Sykes will attempt the conversion attempt. So, is there still time on the scoreboard if this one goes over? Because the gap's down to 3 scores, and we've still got 5 minutes. Sykes from that touchline. That was just gone ever so slightly to the right-hand side, and it's shaved away. 29 points to the Bulls, 14 to the Dewsbury Rams. And we're just going to see just how good Rhys Butterworth is there in and around the ruck. A lovely cut-out ball. Liam Finn, short pass, and Adam Ryder, he will cross the line, and he has his second try of the season. And when you look at Adam Ryder's try-scoring record, he's scoring a try every 2 games. And that inside support play, albeit on that occasion, it was on the outside, giving Dewsbury perhaps a little bit of hope in this one, but you suspect they've got to go the distance. 5 minutes plus any additional time. And Jonathan, it's time to ask you for your Our League man of the match.
Yeah, I think obviously, like I said, I think the Bradford have been really good, and obviously the forwards have really set the platform. Obviously, I think it's really led the team around the park. The forwards did the damage in the first half, but I think the man of the match, obviously, the way he's led his team around the park today, it's obviously a big career milestone from the game tonight, obviously against Dewsbury, and it's got to go to Danny Brough. He's been very clinical in his performance, and he's led his team around the park very well.
Well, there we go, the Our League man of the match, given by the former Dewsbury coach. Jonathan Schofield has gone to the Bradford Bulls number 6. Danny Brough as Paul Sykes, a clever little chip over the top. Dan Fleming is alert, but it will be a penalty to Bradford. The ball's been stolen. So Danny Brough, when we look at what Danny Brough does, what does he bring to this Bradford side? What does Danny Brough bring to any side?
Well, I think his presence that he brings to the side, I think is well, for years he's done it, hasn't he, Mick? He's got his teams around the park, and another, like tonight, it's another example. And Bradford haven't possessed many points in the second half, but just the one that he has possessed with obviously the drop goal, obviously it adds to the scoreboard, and it does make a difference, and he's brought that tonight.
So Bradford, they have the penalty, and Joe Brown is brought down 5 metres out. Here goes Doyle. Another workmanlike performance from captain Steve Crossley of the Bradford Bulls. 60 plus minutes last week, 50 plus minutes this week. Brought down underneath the post. Doyle, Lilly, Evans coughs it up, ball goes forward. Although Dan Fleming does cross the Dewsbury line, that was a forward pass and a knock on. And on the Our League man of the match, once again, it goes to Danny Brough in his club career 500th game. There we go, Danny Brough on your screens. What a fantastic career. And when we talk about Danny Brough and his points, well, not quite in Neil Fox and Jim Sullivan territory, but certainly in Gus Rissman, Kevin Sinfield and John Wood's territory. A fantastic servant for the game and sport of rugby league. Here goes Rhys Butterworth, keeping the ball alive. Dewsbury, as we said, they can get another try, that'll give them confidence. Their 100% unbeaten run will sadly end here in disappointing fashion, but I think they'll take credit in this second half, Jonathan, because the second half, if you include the or exclude the missed kicks at goals from Paul Sykes, they actually lead in this one by 8 points to 1.
Yes, they are, yeah, and obviously they could have had more points on the ball, but like I said, just not being clinical enough in good ball. Like we've just seen there from Ryder on the short pass from Jason Walton to Ryder. Just obviously Fogg and Johnson's come out and put some pressure on him, just come up with error. But just going back to Danny Brough, Mick, I think that's why the club have invested obviously heavily in that department, because he's just coming in and out of the game tonight. Obviously he's come up with the right players at the right time, and like I said, he's been the difference, and that's what he brings, and he's brought that again tonight.
Bradford given a 6 again here. There was just a bit of a slow play of the ball there. And we're just playing down time here. The final moments of the Betfred Championship, round number 3. We've already seen wins for London, Batley, York, Toulouse, Featherstone, Newcastle, and Bradford will join the winning list as Dan Fleming, former Halifax man. He'll be looking for a big season at the Bulls with the World Cup coming up at the end of the year.
I think it's definitely been hard-working, obviously a hard-working man like Jonky, team performance, and like I say, his forwards have led from the front, and the backs have done their bit as well, and the half-backs. It's been an excellent performance as a team collective, Mick.
Walking out to Brough. Brough fires it out wide to Ross Oakes. Hopefully nothing too serious for Aaron Murphy and Brad England, who had to leave the field with injuries in this second half. Last tackle, says Scott Michelauskas. Danny Brough kicks towards Joe Brown. Joe Brown hunts the ball, takes the ball, and Joe Brown, like a heat-seeking missile, he hits the target, and Bradford do have try number 5, and that will cap and crown a fantastic performance for the Bradford Bulls. They will go back-to-back at home, and they will have 4 points. So in terms of the percentage, they'll have 66.6%.
Oh, it's excellent, and like I say, it comes back off a clinical eye-note kick from on the 5th tackle from Danny Brough, and Joe Brown, like I said, he finished that excellent try off in the first half, and he's done the same in the second half, probably the last play of the game or the last minute of the half, and like I said, a nice kick from Danny Brough, and like I said, a well-worked try. Well,
there was just seconds remaining when Danny Brough, from the 20-metre line of the Dewsbury Rams, looked up. Brown raised his right arm. I'm not quite sure if you saw it on the camera, but that was the indicator to Danny Brough, send that missile up into the atmosphere. And Joe Brown, well, he scored his first try for the Bulls in Sheffield. He's got 2 this evening, and Danny Brough goes out to 7 from 7 this evening. And it's Bradford Bulls 35, Dewsbury Rams 14. as the hooter is about to sound here, as we just see the replay there. I'm not quite sure what Keenan Tomlinson and Paul Sykes were trying to do. There's a bit of a disagreement between the two Dewsbury players there, but Joe Brown, he was chasing that kick.
Yeah, he'd finished that well. He would watching the ball come down, obviously from Dannenbrough's kick, and he just bided his time and he picked the right time to jump, and he collected it well and finished the try well.
Well, we've still got a bit of added on time here as the hooter sounds. That will be full time, and that will be the end of this West Yorkshire derby between the Bradford Bulls and the Dewsbury Rams. And it's a 5-try performance from John Keir's side.